Scottie. What does it mean to you to be named to that 41-man long list for USA basketball? What would it mean to you to get further along in the process?
It's an honor to be selected with those group of guys. Hopefully I'm able to participate with them this summer. But if not, I'll just hope for it in the future.
You've played for obviously your country at the under 18 levels, other levels. How different is it than the NBA, and what do you like about it?
I would just say, I was younger, so I played for the U15, U16, U19. It was incredible being able to go overseas, just see what the basketball is like, see what the time it's like, just seeing all the different brands of basketball, how other teams play, and how they, how fundamental they are. It was fun. It was physical. It was a great experience. It's something that I look forward to doing in the future.
Did they give you any indication as to the process of them choosing the 12? Like, is it almost like a tryout type situation, or will you go to camp and find out?
I have no clue.
Scottie, given the newness of the roster, some new guys coming in over the last few weeks, how helpful is it to have 3 days in between games, a couple of practices? Like, is this something that you think you guys need?
Oh, for sure. Just keep getting to know each other, keep running our offense, learn how to play with each other. It's not going to happen overnight. You just got to keep working on it, keep getting through it. It's going to help us.
What have you learned about Emmanuel and his game specifically since he's been here?
Yes, he's been great for us. Teams they have to respect his shooter and how he comes off the screen and have to get over, and he makes those reads out of those screens, in the pocket, in the next action, so you keep going, and then just be able to just make shots and shoot the ball really well. So they attract attention towards that, and him just trying to talk, be a leader out there on the floor as well.
Darko mentioned that kind of called the next couple days training camp the other day. Does it feel like it's starting fresh with some of these guys and having these days off is sort of got that training camp feel?
Say it again?
Does this period right now with a couple days off, Darko compared it to training camp, does it feel more like that with so many new guys compared to just a regular practice?
I'm going to say for me, I feel like these guys, they already know how to play basketball, so they know how to blend in and, fit themselves into the system. Just learn each other games and going from there.
Scottie, on Friday, it's going to be the last home game before you guys hit the road, before the trade deadline. Is that going to be an advantage being on the road away from sort of the noise and being away from Toronto?
I don't think so. I think being at home, gives you more of a home advantage. But it's fun playing on the road as well. I don't really think it matters for me. It's fun playing on the road. It's fun playing at home. At this point, what's been happening, I don't think nothing can really take your attention off more than what happened.
What's the biggest challenge that comes with trying to learn your teammates' games while still in season?
Just learning the right way to play. I think last game, we got a little stagnant out there, but just hurrying up, fixing that, getting through it, having that mental toughness and knowing what we need to get to, it helps.
When I lived with my family in Memphis, we got in touch with St. Jude Hospital, Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee, and it really touched our hearts to see all, the care that's there for the kids, that all the care is for free for them. And that everything is coming through donations, So it's a good cause, we believe, and it's something that we really are passionate about. And we wanted to collect some resources there and to help hospitals in St. Jude in Memphis, but also sick kids in Toronto and one of the children's hospitals in Serbia. So all the money that we're going to collect this year, we're going to divide between 3 hospitals.
I imagine it wasn't a coincidence that you chose assists to kind of connect with this, right? Like something that you've been emphasizing and a kind of a positive stat that.
For sure. I mean, we were thinking about this, and this was the idea from the start of the season. It's just today we're going to pay a visit to the sick kids hospital. It was just good timing to announce it today. But yes, assists are something that are important on the court, but also off the court. You know, when we're in the position to help others, to help those in need, that's kind of like our civil duty. So we would just like to make a little contribution from our side.
What does it mean to just also, just taking on to that, not just a monetary, but also to spend time in these places and get to know the staff and the kids that you're actually helping? What does that mean to you?
Means so much because you can see what they're really going through. You know, I always say, like, when we're healthy, all of us, we have 1,000 desires, 1,000 things that we would like to happen. When you're sick, you have only one desire, just to get healthy. You know, and to see those families and those kids fighting so bravely, and all the support staff that's there for them day in and day out, it's something that's very, very inspiring, and it's a great cause.
But you obviously have a great passion for FIBA basketball. What do you think Scottie will learn being around that American team, even for training camp?
I think being surrounded with the best players on the national team, it just gives you different perspective, how they're working, how they're approaching the preparation for the game. I think that's amazing opportunity. And then playing FIBA international game with rules a little bit different. You're playing different styles of basketball, different teams. I think it just like pushes you forward to see the game with a different set of eyes, you know. And a good example this year was Anthony Edwards, who played with USA basketball, and he took a lot of positive things with him into this season. And I first of all hope and believe that Scottie is going to make the team and be on the team and take a lot of from there.
But being around those, like the veteran pros for 2 weeks or whatever, you learn, right? You learn how to prepare, you learn how to go through practice. And how important is that for a 23-year-old kid?
For sure, it's a huge importance. Like a lot of times, like young players, they think they have answers for many things, but once they're surrounded with vets and they see how they're operating, how they're working. When you see one Steph Curry, the way he's working. When you see one Kevin Durant, the way he's working, how every rep is so important, how they're taking care of their bodies off the court. It just goes a long way and sets you for a long-term success. Excuse me?
What kind of a communicator is Emmanuel on the court?
In what regard?
Talking on defense, like talking to his teammates, getting things organized.
Yeah, he's still learning. You know, it's hard. It's hard to be a good communicator on defense when you don't really know what to say. You know, so we're really trying to implement those 2 days are kind of like first practices that we're having a long time, to teach those guys where they need to be on the floor, what they need to say, how to communicate. That was a big part of our practice today. And on offensive end is just like recognizing the spacing on the court and how he can get us in offense, and inside the offense how he can get his looks and open shots. You know, so it's a work in progress, but he is very willing actually to say things on the court and to help teammates. He did half-court stuff today with the team. He started running and jumping. He was doing more today. He's still not cleared for full contact. And with him, we're just going to go day by day at this point. Correct. Fitness is a big part of it now, getting his conditioning back and feeling him comfortable. You know, we want to get him in a good spot so he can finish the season healthy.
What do you see Jontay's role being for these guys once he acts back, like more in the 905 or bench big, and how do you think that'll shake out?
I mean, when Yak is back, I still see Jontay staying with us and getting his development with us as much as possible. I like his game. I think he's a young player with potential, and definitely we want to give him a chance and a look. We are learning a lot about the team. We're building a new team over here, so we gotta give him a really good look so we know what we have with him.
And coach, just overall, because you said earlier this week that these next 2 days could feel like a training camp potentially. How did today go?
Today was great day. We had our Raptors 60, which is 60 minutes of work before the practice, where players are getting on-court work individually. They're getting lift. They're getting treatment. For some of the new guys, that was kind of new. What is this? To have all that kind of structure. So introducing them to that was very important. And also we went practice today. It was around hour 10, hour 15, and we were able to do a lot of stuff offensively and defensively. We played live at the end as well, just to get those guys, acclimated. At this point we have pretty much 5 new players in the rotation of 9. 10, Diak did not play whole season. He's playing now. Jontay, RJ, quickly, and now Bruce Brown. There is a lot of people over there. You guys are lucky to have a lot to report on.
What's the balance between making those adjustments for those new talents and understanding their style of play versus incorporating them into a system that's already established?
I think the big picture of where team is going and how we need to develop this team towards the end of this season and into the summer and into the next season, that trumps everything, So if that means we're going to play less zone, so we can get better in our individual defense and really focus on that, then it's going to be that. We're not going to sacrifice anything on our team development and player development. That's the most important thing for us, establishing a chemistry between the players and developing those guys on the court and off the court. That's absolutely priority for us.
Jontay, with all the newness on the roster here, has this sort of been a helpful stretch with 3 days in between games, a couple practices, a chance to kind of go back to the basics a little bit?
I'd say so for sure. A lot of these guys have referenced it's kind of like a mini training camp in a lot of ways. We have 5 new guys in the rotation, myself included. So with that is going to come a lot of uncertainty, a lot of gelling. It takes time to gel. I mean, most teams, they have a full 6 weeks of training camp to get together and learn each other's game and all that. We've had 2 days in some instances to incorporate Bruce Brown and all them. So days like today are going to be really helpful for us, and who knows what's going to come with our next slate of games, our next road trip and all that, but I know for one thing, we'll definitely be much better teammates. We'll be sharing the ball, learning each other's tendencies and all that, which typically leads to success.
Kind of one of your longer stretches of steady minutes, steady rotation time, and I'm just wondering kind of what you've learned, what you've picked up, and what you think you need to incorporate.
I'd have to write a book to write down all the things I've learned in this short period of time. Every game, every matchup, it seems like I'm learning something new. A lot of the times it's from mistakes I'm making, which, it sucks to make mistakes, but at the same time you're learning from those to not make those mistakes again in the future. So every game I'm having a lot of experience, and I'm just happy to be out there, but at the same time I'm learning so that hopefully the next game out I can do better, eliminate those mistakes, and help our team win. But for the steady minutes and the steady gameplay, it's just a blessing, man, and it's been a lot of fun to just play basketball.
Do you take it to the point where you're maybe kind of reviewing with a journal, or just kind of going over film and just kind of trying to cut out repeat mistakes?
For sure, yeah, and I was just getting with Drew, one of our assistant coaches. He shows me all the film every day and points out the mistakes, but also praises me, pats me on the back for what I do well, to not kill my confidence all the time. But no, I think I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing my best to go out there and compete, and in the meantime learning, like I said, from those mistakes, but also leaning on my strengths. And it sucks to be losing, but at the end of the day, we're all getting better, and hopefully those turns into wins really soon.
What's the tougher end to sort of get the habits down correctly?
The tougher end?
Like offense or defense?
Tougher end. Definitely defense. Offense comes naturally, just passing the ball and then knocking down your shots. That's really what I'm asked to do, which I haven't been doing amazing at, but that's just something that, you don't have to think too much about it. Defense is like a game of chess out there, especially with these matchups I'm going against, whether it's Porzingis or Vucevic or every big you play against, you have to do a different coverage and not make mistakes. My leash is a little bit shorter naturally, so I'm always thinking out there, don't make that mistake or else you're going to get yanked. I mean, we saw that with the Memphis game, right? So that's not a bad thing necessarily. It's stuff to learn from, but defense is definitely the side of the ball that, though I do some things good naturally, and pick and roll coverage is one of them, you always have to be thinking, your mind has to be racing 100% of the time. You can't just autopilot it out there, or else you're going to get yanked, whether you're Scottie Barnes or Jontay Porter. So.
What's your biggest takeaway, style of play-wise, from this team that is maybe a bit more unique?
Me personally, you're saying, or the team?
Just the team, and then also
the
how
team.
you feel like you can insert yourself.
The team is interesting. Like I said, we haven't had too much time to gel, and there's been a lot of new faces. If you asked me this day one when I got here with Pascal and OG, it would be a different answer than it is now. So we're still learning those tendencies and, who demands the ball when there's 5 seconds left on the shot clock, like who's the guy to get it to with the grenade situation. But with this team in general, I think a big, heavy emphasis Darko has put on is just, the point-by basketball, swinging the rock, getting everyone involved. It's really contagious. I felt that in some games we played where we're winning by a lot of points, where we probably don't have business winning those games, but it's because of the way we play, the way we're getting shooters open, passing the rock, getting everyone involved. It's contagious. It makes everyone happy to be there, and that's the thing we really got to get down. He was emphasizing today. We played a little bit of 5-on-5. Is like get the rock, make a decision. We don't want to take 10 pounds and hoist up a jumper. That's not the right way to play basketball, especially with the personnel we have on this team. So that's going to be a season-long process, and I know every team kind of puts an emphasis on that 0.5. It's a trendy topic nowadays, but I think that's something that this team in particular can really hammer down on, and that's going to lead to a lot of wins in the future.
Darko has talked about positivity and coming in here this season and instilling confidence in the guys. How has he done that for you?
Yeah, I'm in a tough position as a young guy signing a two-way and then instantly kind of being brought up in the rotation. It comes with a lot of nerves, and I think I'm naturally a little bit more nervous of a guy, before going into a game. Like, there's just a lot of nerves, you're shaking a little bit. So I think it was really important for me and my confidence to have a coach like him who's constantly pulling you aside, sharing what he sees, sharing how you can be better. Even after practice, before he came over here and talked to you guys, after practice before he came over and talked to you guys, he pulled me aside and just shared a couple tips on defense. Like if it's 1 through 5 red and we're switching and I'm on a guard, the right footwork when a guard tries to blow by you, which happened a couple times, I think, in the Chicago game, which is why I got yanked in the 4th quarter. So things like that, I'm just super appreciative of, that he's not just throwing me out there with the Sharks and just hoping I don't sink, but he's helping me actively swim. He's teaching me new things every day, along with the rest of the coaching staff. That's going to lead to a lot of success in the future, not only for our team, but hopefully for myself. So he's been awesome through and through.
You've gotten this opportunity to start with Yak out, and you've talked a lot about your history in the game, growing up playing with some really good players and learning to complement those really good players. Has that kind of helped prepare you in a sense? Has it made it a bit of a natural fit to play with some of these guys in the starting lineup?
For sure, yeah. And I first got here and I wasn't playing, just watching these guys, watching how Yak is a good connector, and he doesn't demand shots. It comes to him. Sometimes he'll shoot 10 shots a game, sometimes he'll shoot 2. It just depends on the matchup and what's going on. That's kind of the same role I'm in, and obviously our games are a lot different. I kind of stretch the floor. He's more of an interior guy, but I think he does a tremendous job at knowing his role as a big man and really excelling at it, and that's something I admire. So our games couldn't be further from each other's, I guess, in a sense, but looking to him especially, as well as the vets, Garrett and Thad, and them kind of just teaching me along the way, has really helped prepare me to kind of be in the starting lineup. And who knows what the future holds minutes-wise, but whenever I'm out there, I know I'll be better prepared than I would be without these guys at my side.
I know you take pride in your passing. Has watching Thad been sort of even more instructive, given how quickly you can move the ball from beyond?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a bit surprising, actually. I wasn't too familiar with this game. I mean, obviously, I grew up. I was a baby, and he was probably playing in the NBA, but I never really studied his game. Yeah. Darko literally calls me Thad Jr. because he says he should be my dad, the way we're both lefties, and he's been 30 years older than me, but we both pass the ball and kind of under the rim players. But yeah, watching him, just the way he threads the needle pretty much every time it's open, not only encourages the guys to do more cuts, which helps me, but it kind of just shows, similar to football, you have quarterbacks like Mahomes that are just like gunslingers and they aren't afraid to make mistakes. I think Thad really takes that characteristics where it's like he's going to make risky passes, and you kind of have to be considered a really good passer. Jokic, Luka, all them make behind the back passes and all that stuff, and it's risky, sure, but if you're going to be a good passer, you have to be willing to take risks, and that's something I'm going to have to do as a two-way player being kind of put in this lineup. I'm going to have to take risks, and luckily I have coaching staff that believes in me and is going to let me make some mistakes. But that in particular, the way he passes the ball, and I try to model that a little bit, and even if that comes with a turnover or two.
I'm sorry if someone already asked us. I was finishing up with Coach, but Darko was saying just now to us that he imagines that you're going to stay with this team, continue to practice and learn when Yak comes back. What do you hope your role will be on this team going forward, and what do you hope to continue to learn?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought too much in the future. I'm kind of taking it day by day at this point, and like you said, like Yak's about to come back. Who knows what my role will diminish to or grow into eventually? I don't know. But every day that I'm, assigned to the Raptors as a two-way, I'm going to try to learn. And whether I'm with the play groups or I'm in the starting group, like I'm going to try to learn from these guys because all of them, literally all of them, have more experience than me in the NBA. So. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really have any expectations or hopes as it pertains to minutes played or whatever, but as long as I'm continually getting better so that when my time eventually does come to kind of step into a bigger role, I'm ready for it and ready to excel. So.